Chad was saying yesterday the review was a lot about sort of searching for maybe why you started the way you did. Did the players and the leadership group sort of have a feeling as to why it sort of panned out the way it did on the weekend?
Yeah, I think there's a few obvious ones around intensity and contest, I feel like, which has been a common theme, so a little bit frustrating we weren't able to nail it, but I thought post-bye we were able to get it right for a couple of weeks, and then probably a little bit of a step backwards from that on the weekend. But yeah, credit to Sydney, they brought it, and we didn't match it early enough with them.
You said it's been an issue a few times this year. How does that become an issue?
Yeah, I guess when you don't consistently do it, that's when it becomes an issue. When you don't consistently rock up and do it over and over again, then it becomes a bit of an issue, and not one you want to ideally fall into. But I thought we were able to fix it post-bye and get it really good for a couple of weeks, and I've still got a lot of confidence that we can do it. It's just about consistently bringing it.
It appears when you have those games where your back's against the wall, your pressure and intensity is really high, but in those games where maybe it's thought that you should win, then the pressure drops. Is there a way that you can mimic bring that intensity across more consistently?
Yeah, I feel like we always have that aim to bring the intensity in. I don't really buy into the bigger games like in that fact. I guess the outside noise tends to go down that track, but as a playing group and as a player in this team, I like to think that we set ourselves to bring it every week, and we probably haven't got it right enough times to show that and consistently do it. But it's definitely the goal heading into every game.
Is there anything you've noticed in the lead up to games or pre-games where maybe you get a feeling that you're on and then maybe a feeling when you're not, or is it sort of just when the game starts you go, oh, we're not, for whatever reason, we're not at the level?
Yeah, it's a good one. I actually chatted to a lady in the post office yesterday, and she was telling me her under 14s kids team, she has two twins that play footy, and she was saying one week they were really good and energetic and they played bad, and the next week everyone was flat and they come out and dominated. And I said, you know what, I feel you sometimes. And I said, I'm trying to put my finger on the same thing at the moment. So that was quite a funny experience yesterday. It is interesting. Sometimes you can buy into it and read into things, and you go out there and play really well, and some other weeks you feel like you're on and you're ready to go, and it doesn't quite go to plan. So the pre-game stuff can be a bit tough sometimes, but I feel like you just got to get in the mindset of like, no matter what happens before the game, when the game starts, and you're there to compete and you're there to play. And I feel like if we can find that attitude more, that will definitely help us.
Could you just tell the other day that you just, as a team, just weren't quite on straight away?
Yeah, I think probably similar to us coming off the bye as well in that GWS game. I thought we brought some really good pressure and hit him early and sort of shocked him in a way. And I feel like Sydney probably got the upper hand in that first 5 minutes to us and really put the pressure on us. And I feel like we probably did it to GWS a few weeks before, and then we got against Sydney a few weeks later in that era.
Ollie looked like he got through pretty much all the training earlier too. How important would it be to have them two back?
Yeah, they're super players, I guess. Ollie and Ollie, especially their characteristics, what they mean to the group, what they bring, and their on-field performance over a number of years now has been really strong. So I think they both train really well today, and will definitely put their hand up, and be great inclusions for us. And we definitely missed them on the weekend.
I know Miles has sort of been involved in the leadership group. Have you guys discussed it, or I know there's a bit of fallout to maybe what he said or didn't say to Isaac about being a bit sick if he was meant to be tagging him? Is that an issue for you guys at all?
Yeah, I think knowing Miles for 6-7 years now, that I'm pretty trustworthy, and he's a competitive beast, and I'm sure he'll let his footy do the talking this weekend. But knowing him for a long time now, and what I've seen him do and compete, I have full faith in him.
So did you address it with him?
Did I personally address it? No, I didn't, no.
Did the crew?
No, they didn't, no.
Okay. How are you feeling about your contract situation? You must know there's a lot of noise about it, obviously. How are you sort of balancing all that external talk? Yeah,
there is a lot of noise about it, and I feel like that's always going to be the case, and it's footy, it is what it is. And to be honest, I haven't really thought about it too much lately. I think other people think about it more than I probably do. But right at the moment, I think the season's very much alive for us. I know we have to get a lot of things right and do a lot of good things, but while it's alive, and that excites me.
Do you envision that's a call you'll likely leave till next year?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to rush. I think it's a big decision, but I'm committed and I'm in. So I feel like until that decision needs to be made, then I'll make it then.
So you haven't set yourself like a timeline or anything? You won't give yourself a sort of window?
I think I'll go back and have a good think about it in the off season when I probably get to sit down and actually think about things a bit more, and you're not in the hustle and bustle of footy and trying to win and trying to compete and trying to get better, and you can actually sit back and think about it and probably chat to a few people about it as well. But no particular timeline, no.
How much will a team's success be a derivative factor of what you'll end up doing?
Yeah, well, I've been lucky enough to be at this club for a while now and be part of some pretty successful teams and successful groups, and probably haven't got the pinnacle which I live and die by, and I want to get there as quick as I can and be in that spot. But yeah, I've also been lucky to be in a very good team for a long time, so I won't forget that either.
Do you feel like this group's still got it in them to be in and around that pinnacle in the next few years?
Yeah, I think, well and truly, I think if we can improve in our young players and that next core coming through can really develop and help us, and myself and Connor, and probably taking that next step and have really good guidance by some older guys still. I feel like we've still got a number of players who can play some really good footy and do some damage, and I feel like we've got some recruits that we probably haven't seen the best of yet as well. I think Jack Butters is going to play some footy this weekend as well, so I think he's an important part going forward for us.
What's the biggest thing you'll weigh up, do you think? What's like, when you think about it, what pulls at your heartstrings the most?
Yeah, it's a good question. I guess there's a number of things. I feel like family, friends, whatever it is, but the number one thing for me is footy. Like, I'm here to play footy, I'm here to do that, and footy's a top priority. Like, family's good, friends are good, but footy makes me most happy. So I feel like that's always my top priority.
How amazing would it be for you, Zach, to have that success here at Port Adelaide?
Yeah, it would be pretty sick. Yeah, it'd be pretty good, and I feel like my values align really well with the club as well. I feel like I'm pretty blue collar myself, and like doing the hard yards, and I feel like that's where I come from, and I feel like I've really been brought into this system and had some good role models along the way. So I feel like I sort of align with the club pretty well in that area.
Given you intend to be here next year, and Miles has got a similarly big decision this year, have you been getting in his ear about being part of it all in next season? Yeah,
you always try and get into the good players' ears, and you want to keep players around, and especially if them players can help you win, and Miles is definitely one of them. So I've been chatting to him, and so has Connor, and I'm sure the recruiting team and his manager and that all doing that as well, and by the sounds of it, the club are doing everything they can to keep him as well.
Is that a factor in your decision, not just Miles, but say the players that might want to come here? Like if Miles stays, you might be able to lure someone like Nazire. Is the players that the club's able to bring in or keep, would that be a factor in your long-term decisions as well?
Yeah, I have a lot of trust in the recruiting team. I don't probably get involved in it too much, but I have a lot of trust in that they want us to get better and keep improving, and I feel like I can help them by keep improving myself, and if they can help the team by bringing in talent, which they look to do every year, whether that's through the draft or recruiting from other teams, I think they've probably got a better idea of who we need than I probably do. But I feel like I definitely have chats with coaches all the time about how good would it be to have such and such in our team, but ideally it's hard to get them, so when you do get them, you got to get them.
And who are some of the main people you lean on when you make that decision?
Yeah, it's a good question. Obviously, my parents, I'm very close to my parents, mum and dad, but don't actually talk too much footy with them either. Like, I feel like I have a pretty good relationship that I probably speak little footy with them compared to most other people in my life. But yeah, my good mates at the club as well, in Connor, Mitch, Ollie Wines, Darcy, Burn Jones. I feel like I've got a good core friendship group there that have made me stay this long, and I feel like I've got some good friendships there.
What do your folks want you to do?
They actually haven't really. Mum and Dad always just pretty much say do whatever makes you happy and what you want to do. So they're not too fussed in there, and I feel like they just want me to be happy. I feel like it's probably what most parents want. But
I think you've sort of said all along the lines of, Ken's almost been like, speaking of parents, like almost like a surrogate parent here. Life without him, like, how do you factor that into your decision, given how close you two have been for your journey at Port?
Yeah, well, I haven't really imagined it yet because it hasn't really become a reality yet, but I'm sure when the time comes, initially there'll be a bit of disappointment and upsetting, and it's like probably when you lose anyone in your life that's important to you, initially won't feel quite right, but I'm sure with time that things will adjust, and I've got a good relationship with Kari and have really built that over the last 2 or 3 years, and he's been a key instigator of probably my success over the last few years and really improving as a player. So I do respect him a lot in that regard and what he's done for me in that area. So I feel like although I lose one, I've got a really good one coming in as well. So
If Ken moved to another club, would you maybe like to reunite with him one day down there?
I don't know. I've had a few chats to Ken, but by the sounds of it, I don't think that's going to happen.
Can you rule out, Zak, that you'll put in a trade request at the end of this year?
Yeah, I feel like I'm committed to the club until the end of 2026, and that's when I've signed my contract too. So.